Welcome to Confessions of a Yarn Addict. This is episode 50. My name is Anakin and I design knitting patterns and I teach knitting workshops and I live in the southwest of England. And I release videos here on YouTube every Friday. I do a combination of knitting tutorials, knitting product and yarn reviews, as well as these podcast episodes. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. And if there's something in particular you'd like me to talk about in future episodes, please let me know below, or just leave me a comment and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. 2 weeks ago, I released a knit and chat episode where I sat here knitting and chatted to you about various controversial, I don't know whether it's that controversial, just various opinions I have about knitting. Things I hear when I'm out and about teaching knitting workshops, and I hear when I chat to knitters or read online in knitting forums, and I just give you my opinion on a few of those. So if you haven't watched that episode, I'll try and remember to link it at the end of this episode so you can go and check it out, but it was the one I posted 2 weeks ago. Last week I posted a tutorial for a new design, which I'll just quickly show you in case you missed the video. So this is the design in the new issue of Knitting Magazine. It is issue 230, I think, and it is a tunic knitted in the wool kitchen, 50-50 merino silk, 4 ply, so it's 50% merino, 50% silk. Absolutely gorgeous yarn to knit with. It features this really fab drop stitch pattern. And in the video last week I talked a little bit about this design and the construction and things like that. Then I did a very quick tutorial on how I did the short row sleeve caps from the top down. So the sleeves are knitted from the top down with short row sleeve caps, and I showed you how I did those. And then I also did a tutorial for how to do this drop stitch pattern. So that was in last week's episode, which is so you can go back and look at that if you missed it. And then the week before that I did the knit and chat episode, and loads of people said they really liked the knit and chat episode, so I'll definitely be doing more of those. I've still got a long list of topics I didn't get through last time. It was really lovely to see some of you at Wonderwool 2 weeks ago. Wonderwool is a knitting festival in Wales, and it was 2 weeks ago, and that was the first one that they've had in person since 2019. I haven't actually been at Wonderwool for quite a few years. I'm thinking 2014, 2015 maybe. Probably 2014, maybe the last time. I know I haven't, I'm pretty sure I haven't been since 2015. For various reasons, it just clashed with other things. So in 2019, autumn of 2019, I thought I'm going to apply again for 2020, which I did, and then of course that was cancelled, and then 2021 was cancelled, and then here we are, 2022. So Wonderwool Wales was 2 weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. And today I'm going to share a little bit of the prep for Wonderwool and just a short video of the actual show. I didn't take a lot of video, but I do have a little bit of a clip from the stall, and also a quick look around the show on the Sunday morning before it opened. I didn't buy anything at Wonderwool. I was trying to be really good not to buy anything, because I have recently ordered 2 advent calendars for this year, 2 Yarny advent calendars. So I was really determined I wasn't going to buy anything at Wonderwool. I was going to buy some cables for my ChowGoo interchangeable needles, and a new 2.5mm ChowGoo fixed circular needle. I normally get them from Pearlessence if I see them at shows. So I know they have a huge range of ChowGoo products. So and I knew they normally have Wonderwool, so I was gonna go and find them and get it at Wonderwool, because I thought then it'll save me postage and stuff. Sadly, they weren't there. They had to cancel due to COVID. So I ended up buying nothing at Wonderwool. So quite proud of myself, but also kind of feel like I should have treated myself to something. Anyway, I do have something coming in the post very soon, which I'll share in my next episode probably, because it's not here yet. So as today, as well as showing you a little bit about Wonderwool, I'm also going to share a tiny bit from the Knitting Hotel in Dawlish, where I was teaching last weekend, and I'm going to show you a new yarn purchase that just arrived that I haven't actually opened yet. It arrived while I was away, Friday and Saturday, and I still haven't opened it, and it's Tuesday today, so I thought I'd open it while I record this. And I'm going to show you the progress on my socks and talk a little bit about what else is on my needles and what I'm planning to get started with over the next few days. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. So while we were away at Wonderwool, I was working mostly on a deadline design, which I've nearly finished. I think I got probably like 4 or 5 repeats, maybe 6 repeats left. The rows are getting quite long, but it's garter stitch and it's quite easy, so the repeats are quite quick. So I'm hoping I can get at least half of that done tonight and maybe finish it tomorrow. I had hoped to finish it over the weekend, but I was away teaching for 2 days and I didn't take it with me because I knew I wouldn't have that much time to knit apart from in the evening, and I decided it wasn't worth taking it. It's quite a big project by now, so I didn't take it with me. So I'm mostly been working on that, but I also, while we're at Wonderful, I also knitted a little bit on my sock, and I've actually realised I've forgotten to grab the first sock. I don't think it's here. No, it's not. So I've actually finished the first sock, but I'm on the second sock. The first sock is just like this, but a bit longer. I am doing an afterthought heel, and I haven't done the afterthought heel on the first sock yet, so the first sock looks just like that. It's just longer. I finished the first one first day of Wonderwool, I think, and then I cast them for this one in the evening. I nearly finished the toe, and then the second day of Wonderwool I got nearly the whole foot finished, and then I did this a little bit last week and a little bit over the weekend when I was away teaching. So I'm going to, I probably got like about 60 rounds on the leg left to do, and then I've got to do the afterthought heel on both socks. The yarn is, I don't think I got the label here either, but the yarn is from Black Stag yarn fiber, Black Stag fiber, I'm not sure. I'll link them below, but it's a beautiful colorway. I have another colorway from them which is really bright pink, which I may cast on my holiday coming up soon. More about that in a minute. So that's really the only thing that's on my needles at the moment that I can share. Can't really share the shawl I've got in progress. And then I've also done some sorting for new designs and things like that. I have been thinking, after I finish this shawl, I've been thinking about what else I'm going to cast on next. So, which brings me to this parcel that arrived. So let's have a look at this parcel first, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, so let me just move the invoice. So this is, oh, this is pretty. Oh, it's a slightly different colour than I thought it would be, but I really like it, so I got those. So this is Drops Muscat, which is mercerized cotton. I didn't actually realize that it was mercerized cotton. Mercerized, I don't know. I didn't realize it was mercerized cotton when I ordered it, because I don't really like mercerized cotton, but I think it'll be okay for what I'm wanting it for. So I got 4 of these. They are, what are they? They're 50 grams, I guess. Yeah, 50 grams, 100 meters each. So they're fairly small 50 gram balls, really. And then I got 4 balls of that colour. And then I got 4 balls of this colour. Like that. So let me show you what those look like together. Just pop the rubbish in the bin. So that's what it looks like together. So what I was actually thinking, last week I was scrolling through Instagram, I think it was, and somebody shared some bags from a seller. It was supposed to be a seller in Ukraine, but there wasn't a website to order through. You had to DM them to order. Anyway, there was a bag there that looked like it might be crochet, which I really like to look up, but there was no measurements. I wasn't quite sure how to order. I'm a little bit worried about ordering through DMs. I prefer to order through a website or Etsy or something like that, so there's something formal. So I wasn't quite sure. There wasn't any prices, nothing. So I was a little bit, I just wasn't sure how safe it would be, but I would actually get the item, things like that. So, but it got me thinking, and I saw a couple of other bags that were similar on other websites, and it got me thinking that maybe I should crochet myself a bag. So we're going on holiday soon. We're going on to Spain for a week in May, and then again 2 weeks in June. And I'm thinking maybe I will crochet myself a little summer bag. So I had a look at some cotton. I just wanted some relatively cheap cotton. So I got some of that. So I got 4, 8, 12 balls in total, and that cost me £16, 15 pence, including postage. So that was pretty cheap. I'm no idea whether I got the right amount of yarn or not, or whether I need more or less. But I ordered it. It was a bit of an impulse decision, and then after I'd ordered it, I thought, do I really fancy doing this? Maybe I don't want to do it, but obviously it was too late by then. So now the yarn's here, I actually really like the colours. The colours look much prettier in real life than they did on screen, so I think I probably will go ahead and do this bag. So I'll probably, once I finish this shawl I've got on the needles, I might try and work up a swatch for this and see, maybe I can do it over the weekend or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't got any like firm plans, but we'll just try something and see if it works. So hopefully there might be more on that next time. thing I'm thinking about is knitting to take a holiday with me. So we're going away for a week, as I said, and I need to take something with me. I'm thinking I got a list of old shawls I want to knit up in Manos del Uruguay Fino, and there is one skein shawl which it's quite an old pattern and it really needs overhauling. It's a one skein, very, very simple shawl called Simplicity. The pattern is, I don't like the way the pattern is written because it's very, very old, and I've changed the way I write patterns, and I really want to give it a good overhaul. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do that, but it is very, very simple. So I'm thinking maybe that'll get boring. I'm thinking when we go for just a week, maybe to take that and a sock to do for when we go on the beach. But I'm not sure. I also really fancy knitting myself a sweater in Manos del Uruguay Fino. One of the things I want to do this year is revamp some old designs, make sure I get some of my old magazine designs self-published, and also to actually knit some things for myself. So instead of just designing loads of shawls, because I have so many shawl patterns, I actually want to design some I would like to design some garment patterns where I actually knit the garment for myself and then I release the pattern. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. So I was knitting a shawl in that recently. I released the Sapphire pattern in time for Wonderwool, and then last week I released it onto my Payhip and Ravelry pattern shops, and it takes one of these skeins. I don't actually have the shawl here. I'm not very organised today. I do have a little bit of a clip that I filmed when it was on the dress form, but this is the original Sapphire, which was knitted in Sweet Georgia Cash Lux Spark, I think, which is much thicker 4-ply fingering weight yarn. So it has, I think it's got about 365 meters per 100 grams or so, and the Fino has 450. Yes, 450 meters per 100 grams. So this is a lot thinner. So I knitted the Sapphire Fino shawl on the smaller needle size. So the Sapphire pattern is available on Ravelry and Payhip now, and there is a discount which I think is valid until Sunday, and the discount is on the pattern listing. So I'm not going to give you the discount here, but just click on the links below and you'll find the pattern, and the pattern discount is on the listing, and if there isn't any details there, that means that the discount has expired, unfortunately. This pattern yarn is up on my website now, the Fino, and I also got a tiny bit of Manos de Uruguay Merino, which is the lace weight yarn, Superwash Merino lace weight yarn. This is merino and silk, and it's hand dyed in Uruguay by a not-for-profit company that supports women in rural areas, provided works for women in rural areas, and it's all hand dyed by them. And it's a beautiful yarn. It's really luxurious. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And all the Fino yarn on my website, all the Manos Fino yarn, all the Manos Merino yarn, all the Cyberball yarns on my website, Cyber Pal, Cyberball, Cyberball 100, Cyber Flower, Lace Ball 100. All the yarns on my website and all the beads, everything on my website and my books are 15% off until 15th of May. Last day of posting before I go on my holidays is 16th of May. So the discount ends on the 15th of May, and the code is SPRING15. That's all one word, SPRING15. I'll pop the details and the links below. So if you fancy treating yourself, you can get 15% off, which is always good. But I am thinking about knitting something with this. So I might knit that shawl. But also I'm thinking about this garment I want to knit. I have plans for it. I haven't decided exactly on the stitch pattern yet. I think I've narrowed down the shape and exactly what I want to do. I'm thinking about that colour because when I was knitting the sapphire shawl in this colour, I was wearing black jeans, and I really liked how this colour looked with my black jeans. And I do wear a lot of black, but I really like that colourway, but I've only got 300 grams of this, I think, so I don't think that'll be enough for me, whereas that one I got more. And then I also quite like that colourway, but I'm not sure whether there's too much of that peachy colour. If it was just that pink, it would be this one, I think, but I'm not sure how much of it is the peach and how much is the pink, and whether they'll be too peachy. Don't mind peach, but I prefer pink. So I don't know whether I want to start that before we go on holiday or when we get back from holiday, whether I take it on the holiday we go on in June. So I don't quite know yet, but I might actually get around to actually do some swatching later this week or over the weekend. So at least got the swatch narrowed down, then I can make a decision next week about what I'm going to do about it. Also got these amazing Monos Fino mini skein sets that I forgot to mention. These are amazing, and I do also want to knit something with one of these. So I got that colourway, that's the same colourway, that colourway and that colourway. That's my favourite. Mini skein sets are very popular at the moment, so I do want to design something with the mini skein set or two. I think I need a skein of solid yarn to go with it, so I haven't quite decided on that yet, but that's something I'm planning for over the summer. I've also got to design a brioche project. I've been swatching for a brioche project. It'll be my first brioche design because I will be teaching brioche workshops this year. So I wanted a project that takes 2 skeins of 100 gram DK weight yarn to knit with it. I'm actually thinking about using the Manos, the Uruguay silk blend, which is the DK version of the Fino, basically. It's the same yarn, it's just DK. So I need to order that as well this week, and maybe I will take that on holiday. I haven't decided yet. So watch this space. I'll tell you in the next Confessions by Yarn Addict podcast what I decide to do, because at the moment I have no idea what to do. Last weekend I was at a knitting hotel in Dawlish teaching 2 workshops. I was teaching Friday and Saturday. The knitting hotel is run by Belinda. It's in Dawlish in Devon on the coastline. They have amazing sea views, uninterrupted sea views. You can see straight out to sea from the lounge where the workshops take place, from the dining room, and from some of the bedrooms, and from the terrace. It's absolutely beautiful there, and Belinda's created such a fabulous venue for her knitting retreats. So she hosts knitting retreat quite regularly throughout the year. I can't remember how many she said she's got booked in for next year, but there's quite a few, and they do get booked up a long time in advance. So at the moment I think most of this year's retreats are full, but she does occasionally get cancellations, and it's worth following her on Instagram, because that's where she tends to talk about any cancellations and put them out on Instagram first. Also sign up to her newsletter. I'll put her website below. But I'm teaching there quite a few times in the autumn. I'm doing several weekends this autumn. Some of them are 1-day workshops. I think one might be a 2-day workshop. I'm not sure. But usually the weekends are either just a enjoy the weekend and knit and meet fellow knitters, or it includes a workshop. So the workshop might be 1 day, or occasionally might be 2 day. I think normally they're 1 day. And she has a range of tutors and topics. I'm teaching quite a few workshops there this year and next year, and some of my weekends next year still have spaces on them. And I'm sure some of the other tutors still have spaces on their workshops as well. Now I'm teaching things like lace knitting next year, and I think some of my lace knitting, I think I'm doing 2 weekends of lace knitting, and they've got spaces. So if you're interested, I will put the link below to her website, and you can go and check it out. Really, really fantastic. The company is always great there. The venue is fantastic, very high standard. The food is to die for, absolutely amazing food. And on the non-workshop days, as well as obviously sitting around knitting and chatting, you can also go for a walk down to Dawlish. You can go for a walk on the beach, on the seafront, have a look around the shops, things like that. So you got obviously freedom to come and go and do what you want, really, I guess. But really fantastic venue. I really enjoyed it. I had a great 2 days there. Really enjoyed it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip from that workshop now. enjoyed this episode, don't forget you can get 50% off everything on my website. I've got new stock of my Easy Lace Knits book and Beaded Lace Knitting book, and obviously all the beautiful yarns that were left over from Wonderwool. So if you missed that on the show, or if you regret not buying something, you can go and check it out. Thank you to all of those who came and saw me at Wonderwool. It was wonderful to see you and chat to knitters again, and several people mentioned how much they enjoyed my YouTube videos. I really enjoyed that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, and please give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. It does help me a lot. Next week is going to be, actually I'm not sure what next week's going to be yet. It'll either be a review, product review, or a tutorial of some sort, but I haven't quite decided what yet. I have a range of selection of videos that I've actually recorded but not released yet, so there will be a video next week as well. And I will let you know in the next episode of Confessions for YarnAddict what I actually decide to cast on yet. Am I going to do this crochet bag and do it in time for my holiday in 2 weeks, tomorrow? Or am I going to cast on this sweater in Monos Uruguay Fino? Or am I going to do something else? I don't know yet. Very undecided at the moment. Or am I going to start this brioche project? Anything could happen, so do tune into the next episode. If you want to see what happens between now and the next episode, do follow me on Instagram, because I do try and share something on there. I'm a little bit hit and miss with exactly how much I share. Sometimes I go a couple of days without posting, and sometimes I'm a bit better. It just depends on how busy things are, and at the moment things are very, very busy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support and that you take time out of your day to join me here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.